Okay, another startup coming on stage from Berlin, a very local startup that wants to conquer the electric charging infrastructure world. And this gentleman is called Knut Hechtfischer.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Knut Hechtfischer, my name. I'm co-founder and CEO of Ubitricity, based in Berlin. And Jan, thank you for having us again. It's a great opportunity. And I'm, well, particularly in a good mood to show you our progress since the last time. For example, here, this is not a mock-up. This is real. This is doing more with less. We hope that's sufficient. So instead of a charging column, we introduce very smart and efficient infrastructure in light poles, for example. So it's about connecting energy things, while we have a very, very strong and preliminary exclusive focus on important energy things, which mean electric vehicles. So they have to be part of the smart grid, or they have to be given smart access to the grid. I mean, this poses severe problems. Not from the technical side, it's well done. It can everything it should. It can deliver full power, it can deliver smart access, it can deliver billing, payment, metering, whatever you like. But it's a huge thing, and it comes at a price, and this is a problem. So from the very beginning, we are focused on solving a commercial problem. Charging EVs is not a technical problem in principle. The problem is that the relative value of transactions on the one side and then relative transaction costs, there's a mismatch if you use classic technology. So while usually, or in principle, a socket would suffice to charge a car, at least when it stands at work or overnight at home, that would be enough. But for monetization, that means also to get adapted to the system of exchanging energy against money, yeah, you need to manage it, you need to control access, you need to optimize and particularly meter it, bill it, clear it, and that's expensive if you use too much hardware. So just to give you an overview, that there once upon a time was a startup called Better Place that had a very capital-intensive approach to the system. You know that they just had to give up. I mean, the concept is very attractive, but it's very capital intense. Then intermediate, let's say, it's this charging column. As you just saw in the photos, it's a 10,000 euro installation, and then it's used twice a week, which implies very high transaction cost per usage. So you charge electricity for 3 euros or for 2, and the relative price, or the average price for using it would be 10 euro. So problem again. We propose something different. Drive down marginal cost of additional installations to the price of a socket. How? By bringing your own device, which then is bundled with a service contract and organizes smart grid access for you. Again, so once upon a time, that was the contemporary, the state-of-the-art equipment for network access. Good, but outdated. You know how it's done today. There are more devices around, still it's efficient. Everyone has one. Why? To have access in a ubiquitous manner. Yeah. To be able to access the grid everywhere, you can organize that with a mobile device, mobile electronics, that then enables you to access your service at your cost with your contract wherever you are. And again, accessing the smart grid or smart grid access with this type of hardware is, we think, as outdated as our telephone booth. So in particular, if you take a look at the running cost, which can be avoided if you put the access in the hand of the consumer. With a mobile meter, that's the Ubitricity mobile meter that you'll be able to buy next year. It's a connector integrated smart grid access tool, so to say. It allows you to, wherever you are, plug in what we call a system socket, a special socket that has a name and a switch, but it's not much more expensive than a standard automotive connector. And with smart interaction with a cloud service that is utility-based, And this embedded component, we're able to deliver you your energy wherever you are. For example, you plug in at your employer site in what we call a system socket, and then you're charging on your own bill, not on your employer's, which is important infrastructure topic to enable electric mobility in the first place. So again, it's an evolutionary process, and it's about accessing. It's about giving you a device, attaching a contract, giving you a tariff, taking it around with you, and thereby organizing in a very efficient manner access to a service here, energy service. Don't use stationary equipment, use mobile equipment. So in a nutshell, why? Again, it's not because it's more complicated and something new, it's about granting an efficient approach, because the perfect ratio of users and devices is 1. And if you charge at home and at work and do not use a mobile one, well, you already have 2. And being very small on the stationary side, because we only need a socket with a switch and a name, allows us to be well integrated in street furniture, for example, in this Berlin lamp type that is outside. So I hope I can encourage you to ask a couple of questions. That's the wall-mounted version. It's a prototype. You see, it's not yet not fully connector integrated. It's a box. It's an A sample. That's the pole integrated variety, for example. We have important partnerships. It's very, very important that we're not striving to do it on our own, but that we're entering into relevant partnerships. For example, T Connectivity is a $15 billion company who made this product their product, so they are exclusively manufacturing, mass producing, serial developing it to be able, so that we are able to launch on the system level. What we've achieved already is A round, A plus round, so we roughly raised 5 million plus in VC, significant commitments by partners. We filed tender applications as consortial lead, though not successfully yet. We enhanced team, filled the project pipeline, et cetera, and I'm willing and happy to tell you the details if we have time, hopefully during the day and the next. We're looking for more money to be able to launch next year, so while we are happy that our existing shareholders will be willing to finance on an ongoing basis, we want to raise 5 million in total until first quarter. They are of 3 million new money, with a goal to kick off the rollout next year. And that was it. So thank you very much for your attention, and I very much hope that I can encourage you to ask what you're not wanting to ask right now, later outside.
Knut, how much money did you raise up to now in your startup company? I think it's a public number, isn't it?
5.3 VC plus partner commitments, significantly, maybe 2.5 plus research.
And you did a recent round, and you brought in an important figure of German industry. He's called Heinz Dürr. Yeah. Tell us about how you got him.
Well, I pitched 1.5 years ago, and he said, well, your figures can't be true.
Okay.
And then he sent in his advisors. And now he's on board.
Okay. And are you still looking for money? Do you think you are funded enough to bring it to the market and to grow it to the first customers, or do you need more?
No, just as mentioned, so A round, A plus round, and intermediary is completed, but for the launch, for serial development of embedded software and the, let's say, finalization of the backend and the first push to get into the trunk of lovely German cars with plug-ins, we'll need 5 million more.
Okay. So if you have 5 million to invest, talk to Knut afterwards.
2.5. So half of it roughly is secured.
My final question, you are a sponsor, a repeat sponsor of Eco Summit. Why do you support us? What do you think about this event?
Because it's the best of its kind. You know?
The best of its kind, and I don't force him to say it.
No,
okay?
it's for us really a good opportunity to be able to show the hardware We're not a hardware manufacturer. We need hardware to be able to operate this virtual distribution grid. But it's get it and take a look. And that's why we want to be sponsor, and it's great to be here.
Yeah, you can touch it, and there's a car outside, and a street lamp, and you can really feel the hardware. All right, Knut, thank you so much, and your time is up.
Thank you.